All right, everybody. So, this is mostly for people in the clan. You may have seen in the Discord, I posted a spot. If you wanted to make any videos, if you wanted to see any of my teams or anything like that, feel free to let me know in the Discord under video requests, and I can go ahead and cut a quick video or let you guys know kind of my thought process, my strategy in a way that's more than just me typing on a keyboard. So this video is basically why Demon Lord, right? So we do have a lot of new people in the clan right now, and the priority that I want to focus on is your clan boss teams. So the question becomes, why clan boss? Well, it's pretty simple. So right now we have, as a clan, we have Nightmare on farm, and we're going to clear this tonight. 85 million left, and with 5 hours, so that's going to die for sure. Um, so why do you, a new player, want to work on getting your clan boss team better and better? Well, first of all, the rewards are really good, and we have these on farm, so you're going to get two chests. If you're killing easy and you're killing normal, you're getting two chests. So those chests are going to drop you shards and books. That's the main reason for Demon Lord. The gear is nice, but don't focus on the gear so much. What really matters are the shards and the books. Now in the higher ranks, you'll see we have sacred shards, and we have legendary books. So this is why Demon Lord is so essential. Getting the shards and getting the books, because that will really help you develop your game more. There's another side of it as well. So Clan Boss is a boss that has a lot of HP and does AoE hits, right? Well, is there another boss that does has a lot of health and does AoE hits? There is, right? So if you think about one of the main bosses to farm in the game is Dragon. Dragon has a lot of health and does AoE attacks. So if you can develop a team that can counter clan, that can do well against Clan Boss, that same team is going to be effective against Dragon Slayer, right? These are important things to think about. So that's two main pieces of content that are being defeated by one team. Why is Dragon so important? Accuracy gear, very important. Speed gear, probably some of the best gear in the game. Um, the rest of the gear, not so much, admittedly, but if you get an armor and some destroy gear, that's going to help you with some of the what is it, Scarab boss? That's how I kill him, anyways. There's definitely other strategies than that, but this the accuracy and speed are going to be extremely helpful, right? And so that's two parts that are going, and farming that gear at higher difficulties is going to help you get better opportunities of killing the spider and killing Fire Knight and I guess Ice Golem, but I don't really see a point in doing Ice Golem that much. Oh, also early game lifesteal gear is going to be extremely valuable for your clan boss team, because in the early game you may not have a support healer, a really good support hero that can heal. For me, my account changed greatly when I got Rector Drath. She was able to keep my clan boss team alive and let me do a ton of damage without needing to prioritize lifesteal gear just to keep them alive, right? So now let's take a look at, let me collect this real quick. Let's take a look at my team. So I do have what's called an unkillable team. I want to make it clear that if you guys are just starting out, unkillable team is not what you need to be working. It's a long-term goal, but it's not a short-term goal. For short-term clan boss teams, I'm going to recommend HP burns and poisons. Kale is a really great, if he's your starter champion, you've got your poisons, right? If you happen to pull a frozen banshee, even better, poisons. For HP burners, there's Coffin Smasher. He brings decreased attack, which means that the clan boss does less damage, and he brings HP burn, which really ticks the boss down quite a bit. And then obviously you're going to be wanting to run Brimstone on those teams as well. So I do want to point out a couple things about my team. So let's go into this screen here. So this is my team. This is a pre-done team from Deadwood Jedi. So Deadwood Jedi has a bunch of team builds that you can go with that are speed tuned. Basically, what that means is that each one of these characters have a very specific speed that makes sure that Demytha goes before the clan boss attacks. And I do want to give a one before I start this fight. I want to let you guys know ahead of time. Against Spirit Affinity, my team is weak against Spirit Affinity, so this may not go well. But I wanted to take the time to make this video when I had the chance. So I'm gonna go over some of the champions here. So we've got Fushan. So Fushan is, I mean, I'm not gonna go over speeds and my tune or anything like that, but you will see that Fushan is crit rate capped and crit damage. He's getting 150% crit damage with 5,000 attack. We've got Mishinaki. So I'm bringing Mishinaki for his HP burns. He's a 50% chance of delivering an HP burn with his A1 attack. Basically, that HP burn is on all the time because he also gets to assist against characters with Hex. So he applies his Hex, and then whenever an ally attacks an enemy under Hex, he uses his A1. Basically, this is really effective at keeping that burn on the boss. Then I have Demytha. Demytha is at an insane speed. Demytha is at 290 speed. And you can see she actually doesn't even have full gear that gives her speed. So I have a lot of really good rolls on this gear. Who else? Eris, who is a rare, a farmable rare. I want to point that out. She is a farmable rare. What does Eris do? So Eris counterattacks when allies is attacked. So I have her in toxic gear. Her speed is also very high. So let's look at speed. 259, right? So she is very fast. She counterattacks, and the toxic gear puts poisons on the boss. So I'm getting a lot of damage out of her, even though she's not crit capped, and she really isn't, you know, a heavy hitter of any kind. And then she has her cleanse. With her speed and the way my team is tuned, this cleanse will go off at the beginning of my turn, and she will cleanse off all debuffs, including the stun, which helps keep my tune from getting messed up. And and then my last hero is Seeker. So why is Seeker so good on Clanboss? If you can pull an early Seeker, you guys should really consider him for your Clanboss team. Now, he does bring increased attack, which is part of it. But the main reason is that he gets to fill the turn meter of all allies by 30%. And he brings an extra turn. So basically, it's on a 2-turn cooldown. Because this is on a two-turn cooldown, we can keep it within the speed tune, and so we get a turn meter increase of 30% every time my team gets a turn. So that's really important. That's where I keep getting the increased defense from. We're not really counting on this increased defense. Don't let that fool you. So that's my team. I'm gonna play this on slow, so you guys can see. Yeah, I've talked about everybody. I want to be clear about Mishinaki in this team is really just here for HP burns. He does hit hard. He is crit capped. I do want to talk about crit cap on my team. So you want to optimize your damage, right? Just building an unkillable team isn't enough to get the 70 million damage that you need. So if we take a look at Seeker, Seeker is crit capped at 102. Crit damage of 182. He hits kind of hard. His only damage dealing ability is his A1, but it hits pretty hard. Same thing with Fushan. Fushan hits pretty hard. I actually want to mention that I turn off his A2. This doesn't hit very hard. It stuns, but it doesn't hit very hard. His A1 hits harder, and you'll see where his A3 is consistent damage. His A1 has the ability to be higher. I've thought about playing with these and seeing if turning off the A3 is worthwhile. And then who else is crit capped? Yeah, obviously Mishinaki is crit capped. You'll actually see Mishinaki's kind of slow, so he's only at 170 speed. If I move him out of that speed, the tune fails and it's pointless. He's not completely crit capped. He's only 96%. This is probably why I struggle. I should really get that up. I should try and see if I can find crit rate somewhere. But because of the speed tune and everything, it's really hard for me to adjust his gear safely. And at crit damage 162. Another kind of weird thing I want to point out about my team that a lot of people don't think about. Naturally, okay, I want to increase my damage, right? Well, to increase my damage, I want crit damage on my amulet. This is a bad example. Where's what's her face? Eris. I actually go with an attack amulet. She is not going to crit very often, and it's going to be a lot harder to crit cap her and hit the speed target that I'm trying to hit. I would much rather just keep her with low crit rate, but boost her attack. So I try to keep her attack as high as possible. So she does have 3,399 attack. So she's not going to be critting, but I'm increasing her raw damage over time to make her more effective. And obviously the toxic set is going to help that. So we will start it on auto. I think I can turn the speed down while it's on auto. So you're going to notice it's going to take a little bit for us to get in tune. So Demytha goes first. She applies the protection. I'm going to speed this up just a hair. So everybody's kind of doing their role. One thing about my speed tune is he does not use his ability on the first turn. He actually uses his A1 on the first turn, and then for the rest of it, he uses his speed. So the tune doesn't go off right away. It takes a few turns to get set up. So we're about to see that Clanboss is going to take an attack, and we're not going to have our protection up. And then after that, so see, we're out of tune right now. So the protection went on, but two of my guys attack and they took damage, right? So that's an important thing to consider. The whole concept of this tune is that my team is invulnerable to the attack. So we should be invulnerable to the next coming attack. And then I'll slow it down and we'll look at the individual damage that each of my characters do. So there's that turn. So now after that turn, you'll see she's going to cleanse. There we go. So we should get back into tune here. It might take a couple turns longer because we're on Spirit Affinity. Let's see if we fall in line here. I'll know based on what Demytha does. Okay, so she autoed. So I'm pretty sure we're in tune now. So what we should see after he attacked, we should see her. Yep, there's that. And Clanboss attacks. So we took no damage. We do have the decreased speed, so that was her counterattack, and then she took that off. So we're going to look at one rotation of it. Oh, no, I wanted to keep that on auto. So you're seeing he did 43k on that hit, Mishinaki. Here we are applying all these small poisons. Demytha hitting, again, she's not crit capped, again, 40k on him. He's bringing my decreased speed, which is going to increase my damage across the board. So each of those hits was for 40,000. Off of my Seeker. That hits pretty hard. Almost 100k on his A1 attack. Clanboss hits. Now here goes Eris. She'll go next. Uh-oh. Well, the tune is off. Mishinaki going... Oh, no. I'm not sure why Mishinaki went there. It could have been his passive. We'll see if the tune is off. I'm just going to take a second here. I'll speed it up. So there, that was 4 hits, each for 30,000. Yeah, we're still in tune. So when he does his A3, he's getting 120,000 damage guaranteed. But... when he gets a proc on his A1... Oh, that was a weak hit. That was strange. When he gets a proc on his A1, sometimes he can hit for 200k. Or even 300k if he gets a triple proc. So we're going to wait and see if one of those goes off. I don't want this video to be too crazy long. We're coming up on 15 minutes, so we're probably not going to get to see it. We're going to see one more A1 from him, and then I'm going to let it run out so you guys will get your chests, and then we'll I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So there's the multi-hitter. He's getting weak hits because of the affinity, I think. But yeah, you'll see 2 big hits there, 40k. Another 60k hit. Yeah, he's getting weak hits, so Fushan's not going to do a lot of damage. But yeah, so this is my team. So Clanboss is extremely important, and it needs to be your primary focus for when you're new to raid. You want to get your Clanboss team up as fast as possible, because once you do that, you can really start raking in books and shards, and then saving those, and then using those to help benefit your account in other ways, whether it's winning clan v clan, whether it's winning champion training tournaments where you can book out your champions, or just, you use a shard during a 2x event and you get a new champion that's really good, and you need to book it up, right? Legendaries are a deceptive beast that I'll probably go over this in another video, but you really need to keep in mind that legendaries are super strong, but there's so many resources that need to go into them, and those books are so hard to find. In the early game, most of the content creators that I follow have all said the same thing. Your first level 60 should be your starter champion, because it's so much easier to get them booked out and get them to max combat efficiency, right? And like most of your starter champions hit pretty hard. Like Elhain could be here in this team in Mishinaki's spot. She doesn't bring an HP burn, but she brings consistent damage. And you've seen that like raw damage, like that's adding up, 40k per hit. Also, those are all, every single champion here has War Master. So that right there, well, that was all the burns. Uh-oh, the tune is now off. The tune is like actually off. They shouldn't have taken damage there. So like that was War Master proc. No, that's War Master, 63k. Yeah, my tune is completely off. So we're going to fail this run. I didn't see what happened. I'll watch the video back. It's most likely that she got stunned. If she gets stunned, it's over. Because she can't cleanse herself, so then she becomes out of sync at that point. But there's the War Master procs. So all those things are adding up over time. I'm not saying you guys need to be building this team. I just mostly wanted to cover why Clanboss is so important early on in the life of your game. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. But if you guys have any other questions or any other videos you want me to make, feel free to post in the Discord in the video request. I'll go over any of my teams like I did with the Geomancer team for Iron Twins the other night. I'll go over any of my thoughts on stuff, my concepts, when do I pull shards. Like if we just want to have a conversation in a way where I'm not just typing and I can kind of like get all my thoughts out there. I'm totally down to do that. So wait, did we just fall back in tune? This is really weird. All right. Have a good night, y'all.